Hey there, Silver-Tongued Devil here, and it is tournament time again. We are back in a new tournament. As far as this is concerned, we're looking at my favourite Fletcher mode, or the Fletcher's Challenge, or the Fletcher's Trial, or whatever they advertise it as these days. Now, Fletcher is definitely my favourite mode. No, I do not play it in the way that it is intended to be played, because it's bloody hard in the way that is intended to be played. So, unfortunately, because of how the rules have been changed, we have to play this properly. So there's no getting around it. It's headshots for scoring, and it's making use of your arrows and dealing with what comes, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to be able to make you, increase your skull by mega amounts, but I am going to be able to give you some tips that will help you survive longer and hold on to your life longer, maybe. Or your money back. So, thank you. So, first things first, have a 100% completed profile. Why? Unlike where it says here everyone plays with their own achievement progress, this isn't entirely true. There's a lot of things that even if you have them unlocked or not, you would get anyway. One of the things you will not get is upgraded effects on arrows. I have tried playing this game with a 0% profile. I haven't tried playing it with a crafted profile yet, but I don't think it's going to confer any advantages. If anything, for how we're going to be playing, it's going to be disadvantageous. Disadvantageous. Not advantageous. Starting health is forced to 12 no matter what progress you have. Why, Super Bright, must you turn this place into a house of lies? Because if you have Incubi level 3 unlocked, you start off with a piece of armour. That's not 13. That's not... Start again. Super Bright, why must you turn this place into a house of lies? Having the extra armour will give you 13 life as opposed to 12. All the rest is correct, and it's this bit that makes things hard. Now, going into this, what have we got? We have got, well, let's get in there and have a look. We have got a single cycle to complete the challenge. So, because it is not timed, it's not actually a timed event, but as some of the big boys have been telling you, it is about speed. Hello, Christina. Nope, that's fine. I'm sure there's going to be, plenty to watch in the VOD. So, first things first. I'm going to, as I said, this is going to be a bit of sucking eggs for the first 10 minutes because I want to make sure everybody is on the same hymn sheet. So, we have within the challenge one cycle. So, that obviously means we have to squeeze. Like the Baron tells Raban in June, you have to squeeze Arrakis for every point that we can get. Every single point here counts, because there's only a finite number of enemies between us and Asmodeus. That's if you can even get that far. Quick confession of a streamer, I haven't completed this mode yet. I mean, make of that what you will, but that's because I'm squeezing. So, what is Fletcher? How does it work? Every time you draw, you get a random arrow. Hello, Zog, how we doing? You get a random arrow of a set of arrows that are in the game. Your progress does not have any effect on this, whether you are 100% or 0%, you'll still see the same arrows. But as I said previously, your achievement progress will say whether they work well, do well, or anything along those lines. Nope, that's fine. No, it does say that everybody... No, it actually says in the lobby that everyone starts off with the same health, 12 bars. Well, that's not true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, there you go. Look, right, Sean, Super Bright lying to you. There's always something that I can catch him out on. Let me have this little victory, okay? So, sorry, 2 seconds. One thing I have to do before we carry on. Nope, I've already done it. Good. Okay, so, There we are. So, here is written the arrow that you are currently going to... Hang on a second. I pay very little attention to that, to be honest. I think it's the next arrow that you're firing. No, it's the arrow that you currently have and the arrow that you will have. First and foremost, if this isn't enough, if you press your quiver select button, you can see the arrow that you are going to be launching. This is useful to us because we are going to be spend a lot of time in slow time. So, how does Fletcher work? Every time we fire an arrow, we get a new one. If we miss, that nasty sound indicates that we have taken damage. Note the delay on how long it took me to take damage, and why did I only take one instead of two? There are certain arrows that will not count as life loss. They are any Divine Sight arrows and any Cupid's Wrath arrows. You can fire them for free. Why? Because even Super Bright knows that the homing on those arrows is shite. So, now... I think that as far as the +3 is concerned, I couldn't tell you. I think that's just the way that they've had to display it on the UI. I honestly couldn't say. I don't think it has any relevance. So, and if it does, it would be news to me. It happens in the tournament and in Fletcher mode. Now, there's a couple of things that I have seen on the Facebook group, and one of the things that I do want to address. There's a lot of people that I've seen that are saying, like, hang on a second, I'm taking damage even though I'm hitting. I'll show you exactly what you're doing. Ooh, poor bat. I'll show you exactly what you're doing. Now, what is most likely happening is you are firing an arrow that has a delayed effect before it finishes, or you are firing an arrow off into the ether. For instance... 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, and I've only now just taken damage after 4 seconds. That can be extenuated by holding slow time, and the reason being is because, well, the game's kind of giving you every chance for that arrow to actually hit something, the fact that it is still travelling, so you take damage when it hits something, or ends travel, or explodes. Now, you'll probably see what I'm doing. This is our new range. No, because there's some arrows that only have 1 upgrade. There's some arrows that only have 2 upgrades. There's no arrows that have 3 upgrades. I just think, because, like, for instance, Divine Sight does not have 45 arrows in the quiver. Ball of Lightning 3 does not have 45 arrows in the quiver. Well, it could do at certain points of the game, or if you had Blessed Quiver. So, what do we know about this game? We know that headshots count for score. But we also know that if we miss shots, we take damage. So... what do we do if we're crap at accuracy? We get really close with arrows. Really, really close. Are you just going to stand there? Are you not going to even try and tango me? Awesome. Ooh, ooh. Oh. That's what I get for dicking about. So, now, one of the big things that I would imagine is happening as far as life loss is concerned is people trying to either outpace or forgetting what you are doing when you are firing. So this is part of the reason why you'll see when I play slow motion all the way, fire, slow-mo. I'm even tapping the slow-mo button as I'm moving, and we fire, slow-mo, fire, could have done that further away, fire, slow-mo. It gives you time to strategize, and it also extends the timer on your executioner side of things. So this, if you're looking for a way to play the game, this is it. There's no trick or rub to this way of play. It is literally bounce, close, headshot, move. Bounce, close, headshot, move. And you literally just keep doing that. For those of you who are very reliant on locomotion or want to use locomotion, it's quiver select, the quiver select button. So it is either Y or X. So either of the buttons, depending on the hand that you are using the bow in. Now, so it is actually the quiver select button, not the slow-mo button, but everybody uses it more for slow-mo than they do quiver select, so it's kind of become the slow-mo button as far as I'm concerned. But no, you are quite right. Here's the quiver select button. The button that you would normally use to bring up your quiver to then display your arrows, which you would then select. No worries. So, survivability. The one thing that I will say as well, again, for those of you not versed or trained in the slow motion thing, I've got a video on it. I talk about it all the times. It is our most powerful weapon. If you're not good at it, this is a good place to learn, but this will also give you a good reason to get good at it, because slow motion is a very powerful tool that you always have in most modes. So, it's either actually X or Y. So, now, I'd argue that I abuse the slow motion button a lot better and a lot more than you do, Echoing. But we shall see. And herein lies the problem with not getting close and shooting all of your shots. Now, as I said, so Divine Sight, don't need to worry about that one. Even if it misses, it doesn't matter. We won't take any damage from that one. Anything else, you will. The arrows to watch out for are Holy Light, Cataclysms, and to be fair, anything else that you struggle with. I find Holy Light and Cataclysms bastards to deal with. Cataclysms, you do your headshots and hit them into something, all the arrows clatter to the ground, they inevitably explode, moving, lifting or killing enemies out of your path or ones that you are planning on doing. Absolute pain in the arse. Didn't need to worry too much about it, but this is what I'm talking about homing wise. I mean, what's that going for, you know? I mean, I like it. Oh, you're hitting me. Nice. So, yeah, homing arrows, they don't count. One of the big problems that you will have, as far as... I mean, yeah, it's probably good advice. Be careful with everything. So one of the things I will say, you do have to fight in Desolation. There is no choice. Most of the enemies here are easy enough. Bats are particularly difficult. This guy's given me quite a lot of problems trying to headshot him, because either his arm gets in the way, you fire over his head because the hitbox is shite, or other things. So what I'm working on now is actually attacking him from the side, because then you get a nice big angle of that nice wide dome of his, and attacking him from his left side so that his fucking arm doesn't get in the way. Hello, Ecstatica. Yeah, it didn't actually hit me. I just took damage from something else, but it was pretty good. No, the enemies are standard cycle 1 speed, unfortunately. But what you'll see I'm doing here is just standard jump into their faces, fire. Now, what you have to be extremely careful of is the effects of arrows that you have already fired going off and killing enemies that you are trying to kill. Para Exemplar, I've shot him, that guy's under poison, line up the arrow, oh dear, I've taken a hit. Happens all the time. Now, another thing that you can take advantage of within this, if you have an absolutely garbage arrow that you do not want, know that a shield counts as a hit. For the hang on, I'll check that in a second. No, that hitting the shield from anywhere does not count as a miss with any arrow. Use that to your advantage. Plug in the shield with something like Hand of God or Holy Light or something along those lines. Those arrows that give you trouble, if there is a shield wielding enemy in your midst, make use. Sorry, let me just check that because I was in the middle of a tirade when that came in. Let them know that it deactivates the lava circuit. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. When you kill the as far as Tempest is concerned, you actually want to be getting as far away as possible and aiming a little high and hoping for a headshot. But groups, killing groups is also a good thing as well, which we'll come on to it a little bit later on. As Sean said, yes, quite right. Once you kill the Exorcist, it stops the lava circle forming on the floor. If you ice him, so if you Winter's Bite the Exorcist, it will also stop it. The one thing that I would say is you cannot be precious with any arrows. Yeah, I found Fester a little bit of an annoyance to hit in the head a lot of the time from various angles. So I now find that I make a point of front-facing him, or what I've now found is better is off to one side. His head bobs so much when you are trying for that headshot. So again, Cupid's Wrath. Now, quick chat question. How many points do I get for that? Bow! Not fucking many. So, using a Cupid's Wrath on enemies and exploding them, you'll only yield the gold that you would normally get from killing them. You are just getting a kill, which means you get a slight cycle bonus. And then on top of that as well, you would get points from Executioner. It's not... You do get points because you get gold, so it's not zero. But if you are firing arrows at enemies that do not have a tip, you cannot get a headshot on them. It will always be a body shot, be it explosions or what have you. Now, part and parcel of the way that we get points in this is by going for headshots, and we make those headshots as bloody easy as possible, because look at this. I mean, I know I'm chatting and I know I'm dicking around, but I've already lost like almost 2/3 of my life. It's not an easy mode, let me tell you. So scoring wise within this mode is done by headshots and Executioner bonus. So if you had, say, so the way that you would, so one of the things that I would do is, for instance, so these are little top tips that I can give you that might help you out, and I'll try and explain how the Executioner bonus works quickly and then try and justify the way that I do things. So your first kill on an enemy starts as we understand it, because nobody's really extensively testing this, we've just told it by Super Bright, and we know what they're like with the code sometimes, but they told us that it's 10 seconds from a kill after you have killed an enemy. Every kill thereafter gets +1 second. +1 second to that timer that is constantly ticking down. Being within slow time slows that timer. These are all things that we have had confirmed. I have got a sneaky suspicion, but I haven't been able to confirm it yet. It's only day 9. I'll do another stream, I'm sure. Previously, it didn't matter if you took damage in the Executioner bonus, as far as the Executioner bonus is concerned. I am not convinced at the moment. I need to do some further testing, because there's some times when I've had an absolute storm, not taken any damage, and scored better for no other reason than I don't think I took as much damage. Not by a lot, but I can see it reducing the seconds potentially now or something. It might have been a warranted change. It might not have been a change. It might not even exist. So don't take that as gospel yet. As far as you're concerned, get out there, Slugger, and hit them. So, as far as the executioner bonus is concerned, 10-second timer when you hit an enemy. So let's see how that works out for us. So 10, 9, 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, maybe back up to 6, 5, 4, 3, back up to 4. And I now know how I'm loading the slow time, so I'm getting more out of my seconds. Now, part of the problem that you will have with this is that unless you are dealing with groups of enemies and killing big groups, as people in the chat have already said, by blowing up the groups with Cupid's Wrath, then staying ahead of the seconds is quite difficult. And staying on Executioner between islands, even I don't think I'm doing that properly or doing it correctly. Now, the other thing to note as well is the further along you are within this executioner bonus, the more seconds you're getting, the longer you keep it going, the more the killing goes up by. Up to a cap, I don't know exactly what it is, but up to a cap of 20 kills. This is, again, what we've been told. It's very hard to test all of this because I don't have access to data like that, and it's, as I said, we tested it previously and came up with a completely different system that turned out to be wrong. So the one thing that we do know is that at 20 kills you are getting approximately an extra 300 points per kill. That is not including anything that you would get on the marksmanship bonus. So at the 20 plus kills for headshots, close range, you should be getting in the region of about 600 points per enemy. So, as people in the chat have said, and I've said, you don't really want to be using Cupids on anything, you're quite right. On big groups, that's what you ideally want to be saving them for. You don't want to be using them on anything else. Now, one of the things that I've been doing from the get-go of this tournament is when I have a Cupid's Wrath and I've got a guy like this in front of me, well, hitting him with that is, I might take some damage here, hitting him with that is not going to yield me any points. But also by dumping this arrow, I don't take any damage. And now I've got an arrow that I can actually score with. Because headshot bonus. And also remember that you get a tiny amount of headshot gold on top of the normal gold that you would get. Oh, these guys are always going to be a nightmare. So this is part of the... Yes, yeah, so the bats, if you are part of it's basically any enemy. It doesn't matter, again, as we understand it, it doesn't matter what enemy it is. So, like, I'll let those stay in, hopefully keep the bats close by. No, they've gone. Ugh. Ugh, if only it did. So, another one for you. I think Laurent mentioned this one in his little top tips. I think LG might have said the same as well, and I would agree. If you curse and have a curse floating about, if it's flitting between small enemies that you're not planning on headshotting anyway, because that's the reason why we're basically blowing them up, because they're a ridiculously small headshot and take more time than we have available to pull off. You know, you've got to keep moving with the executioner bonus. We haven't got time. Well, he died, but let me try and find a bat. Yeah, I would imagine if you are losing life, it is because you are missing. So yeah, Cupid's Wrath is a good one for... Yes, that's how, yeah, that's exactly it, Melissa. That's how the mode works. So, this is why we don't go for headshots on bats. Look how long all of this is taking, even though I'm slow timing. I'm still sat still, not killing the next enemy and killing the next enemy. I can get headshots on these, and yes, they're worth 300 points a pop because they're close range headshots, or in that region anyway. We ain't got time for it. So basically in Desolation, what I do is I use the bats to try and stock up a load of seconds and get my kill count up as far as the executioner bonus is concerned. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm getting to a new section is start off with a back group kill or not. Oh, it's like it's foretold. Like, see what they gave me? So you need to make sure you are killing every enemy in every section. If you're struggling with getting far into the game, as I am, then don't worry so much about that. But know if you can get far into the game, or reasonably far into the game, every enemy that you are not killing is points left on the table. Now, in my Orphan Executioner style of things, we can get away with that. Here, we can't. Perfect Cupid's Wrath kills them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we already have a 16-second timer, which I am now going to manipulate with slow time. And I'm going to bounce across the level. I should have checked score, really, shouldn't I? I'm going to bounce across the level. Note how I am tapping slow time to get the enemies where I want to. Also note, I don't jump in front of the enemies where I can help it. I jump either to the side of them or I jump behind them. You try and go for headshots as often as you can make them. Try not to let enemies do that and charge you down. You want to be on top of them, not in front of them. So for instance, now if they are just drawing, perfect. They are not going to have a chance to respond to us. Oh, that was a bad miss. And that is why you jump to the side of them or behind them. No, I did. That's quite right, Michael. I'm glad you've just figured that out. No, I did. I smashed out thanks to tracking issues at just at the end of halfway through Abyss 1. So I'm quite confident that I can score at least as high as the crossbow guys. So we shall see. But again, remember, I'm learning a lot about this as well. I don't play Fletcher the way it is intended to be played. And the only way that you can play this mode is the way that's intended to be played. And because we've only got a finite amount of enemies, then we have to, and there's no timer, we have to make use of the executioner bonus. So although this isn't a speed tournament, artificially, this is a speed tournament. You need to be doing things very, very quickly. Now, a couple of things that I've tried, because this gives you an idea of how I think and the way that I've done things. Yeah, again, this is the other problem, and this might be on me as much as anybody else, because I always say to everyone, don't play Desolation. There's no points. So Purgatory feels like home. Desolation just doesn't. So we shall see. So yeah, ooh, that got a headshot. So one of the things that I have experimented with is I have experimented with doing the equivalent of what was a little trend within this game a long time ago, which is doing something I believe was classed as an Omega run, which is rooftop hopping all the way to the end of the level and then fighting back to the start. Now, why did I do that? To try and group enemies up at nice intervals to keep the executioner bonus going. I've only tried doing that a couple of times, and I'll tell you now, I don't think it's as effective as I thought it was going to be. There is, however, if you know that you are outside of the executioner bonus and there's no hope of you getting the executioner bonus going well, doing what I'm doing and kind of moving around enemies and grouping them together into larger groups so that you can take big clusters of them out together. The thing is, though, you still want to be going for headshots. My initial thoughts was, okay, well, if executioner bonus is what you want, why don't I just group up everybody in the entire level and blow them all up at the same time? It doesn't work for points. You get a lot out of executioner, but you lose just as many because you're not getting headshots on everything. Again, welcome to the mind of Silver Tongue Devil. These are the things I try. So there are a few things that I can do to help you up your score reasonably instantaneously. Now, one of them isn't a guaranteed method, and I'm still trying to work it out. But let's get the arrow in question. When I was able to fire multiple of the arrows... Thanks. Yeah, but if it was worth more points, Mike, I'd be there with you, but it's not, so no thank you. I'll stick to lovely purgatory, please. I need just in case, volley 5 if you plug it deep into an enemy. Actually, they've changed that effect. That used to show all 5. It still only counts as 1. If you need to remember that, think the Gimli line. Still only counts as 1 headshot. Divine Sight, that'll do us. Divine Sight 3. Ow, oh, you little shitbag. Demonstrations. Right, let's get straight back in there a second. Oh, hang on. I'll do a quick breakdown here and then we'll get back in there and we'll do a little bit more. Tithe Collector, amount of gold that you have earned through headshots and kills. Marksman, headshots. Yeah, he did, didn't he? It was a fatal fingering as well. Executioner. Yes. So, yes, quite rightly. Speed and headshots together at last. But let me try and play a level the way I think you need to play it. With very little commentary. You know that's not going to happen. So, the way I think you should play a level, first and foremost, remember that, or a section. That's what I class these as anyway. Get an idea of the section and a bearing of it. As you play through these sections, you'll find little routes. They've actually spun some of them around from what I remember last, so that's a pain in the bottom. But anyway, take stock of the arrow that you have for starting. Having a divine sight of a high amount, or cupids, then we'd want to go straight for the bats. We don't have those, but we do have a group of bats close by. Or we do have divine sight though, so this might do the job. So I would always want to start off the killing with a large group. If I can, if I've got the arrow. If I haven't, then you just got to go whistle. The other thing that you can do as well is I found by firing the divine sight high and letting it come down, if an enemy is not moving, you've got a chance of getting a headshot, but it's so unreliable that I don't think it's worth bothering with. Anyway, so we've killed a couple of those. We've got a curse down. That's good news. We'll fire that off to kill the rest of that group. We will dump that. Got him anyway, never mind. And what I often find myself doing, note how I'm tapping to allow him to move into a position that I want him to, and still miss. Oh, yeah. Ah! So, great. So, not a great example so far. Come on now. I told you about the tracking excuse, right? Told you. So we've got a curse down as well. Now, for small enemies, for instance, bats, we want that curse to be killing them because it's doing us a favour. To do that, we want to be killing the curse holder so that the curse has chance to propagate amongst enemies that we want it to work on. This is another thing that another use that you can get out of Divine Sight is if you try and fire it in a manner, or might be able to get a load here. If you fire it in a manner, we'll get with that. If you fire it in a manner where you are trying to hit their head with the bottom arrow, at a certain range, you can get the other arrows to do a bit of work for you. So, yeah, happens all the time, and it's because of the turn. You also don't want to be spending too long on particular enemies either. But see how I'm tapping and moving to one side? So this is another thing that I would say as well. I am not looking at what arrow is coming up next. They're cursed. I can't do much. You can outspeed them as far as the curse is concerned. I can probably kill them beforehand, but once they're done, just take that one because we've already got one headshot. Damn, didn't read that one. Knowing what the shot is before reading it is also advantageous. Is he going to get blown up by that? No, probably not. We want to try and get headshots with Tempests by aiming high and being quite distant from them. Now, this is the part that I've often struggled with and why I don't think you can really maintain a good executioner bonus from one part to another. So let's just slow down a little bit, and it's also a good idea to give yourself a breather, because if you knacker yourself out across every level, then, well, anyway, as I say, this is the way I've been doing it. If you do have chained a lot of kills together, been using a lot of slow time, and you exit well, you can possibly get across all of that nonsense into the next part of the level with a little bit of your executioner timer left. Yeah, he's such a attention whore, really are. So, section cleared, 28,500. That's not bad. I try and aim for 25 to 35,000 per section, and occasionally I'm getting 40 to 45. Unfamiliar maps definitely make a difference. So one of the things that I will say is Desolation is probably the hardest part of the challenge. I actually personally find Paradise Lost easier. Now, what I will do is I'll make a point of cycle skipping and get into Paradise Lost just in case anyone's getting to that stage and struggling, and show you the way that I play it. But long story short, it's the same way, and I deal with cupids that are close in my path, but the rest of the time I just leave them and concentrate on actual enemies. So, I know there's a group of bats over there, so I'm now going to, well, that was quite lucky, see if we can get headshots. Those two weren't. Headshot, headshot. You can have a headshot. Cupids, yep, we'll take that because there's a group of bats rolling in. Where did they go? There they are. Maybe. I think the reason why Desolation is a harder map. You can, and the problem is it can actually be to your detriment. So I'm going to try and explain why in a minute. Ah, you bugger. He's not wrong. Game knowledge, huge asset. No, I'm going to try and hold my bow up so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm tapping the slow time as much as I am holding it. So if I'm strategizing, I'm holding it. If I am... Nice. If I am getting ready with the next arrow, and I want him to move a couple of frames within his animation, because you will learn to recognize animations that are bad for you. Like this guy's got loads. That's got him. Archers you can pretty much get in the face of. These guys you want to be to one side of. You don't try and hit them when they're leaping. Go for something else. Holy light, great arrow. I'll kill him with that now. I wanted to get the headshots on him. And we'll escape this way. That's not the greatest route to escape via. This is one of the reasons why I hate this level, because a lot of the time the teleport arrows ping off of things. Nope, I hit him with the bottom one. It connects all 5, but still fires the other 4. Now, they haven't done a very good example of what I wanted them to do and clatter away into other heads of other things, but... No, you do not have to do headshots to stay alive, but then the thing is, if you are not getting headshots, you are not scoring effectively. If you can be fast with the killing and still... and with body shots, you will score, you just won't score as well as people that are going for all some headshots or occasional headshots. See this, to get him to a point where I can shoot him safely, because they will quite easily dodge all your shit at just the right time. This wasn't actually a very good effort on my part. And remember as well, I'm getting to know all of these maps. Maybe, but the beauty with Divine Sight, the way that I'm doing it, is those arrows will not be drawn enough to make that a problem. And also, I would rather have the potential of getting distant Divine Sight headshots, because that's a boost in points that we can't normally get. So you remember how I said initially, I think we've done most of this section now. Oh no, there was 1 or 2 left. Oh, that was a Hellfire, good. Damn! Okay, so that's what I'm talking about there, is I don't want to fire shots. I definitely don't want to fire an incursion at that bat. By angling it so I've hit that enemy. You don't do it every time. But if, like, for instance, you can see bats in the background, or the only enemies left in the level are really far away, I would chance getting a body shot over them potentially giving me a very long-range headshot. A very long-range headshot, regardless of executioner bonus, is worth like 1,000 points on its own, depending on the range. Like there, I didn't. That will dump. Again, though, the one... No, there's... the chances are slim, unfortunately. So, yes, you're quite right. But if they're hitting bats, well, then that's acceptable. And so that's the times that I will use them. So, again, that wasn't... Ooh, still some left. Oh, is it you over here? No. You over here? Yes. This is what we want, them turning to face and then doing the animation where they take sodding ages to shoot us and then popping one in the head. This is the range that you should be engaging at. No worries, Melissa, we shall see you soon. So let's have a look at our score at the moment. So we're at 63,245. So what's that? That's a bit better. That was 35k-ish from that. Now, no worries, Ecstatica. Thank you for joining us. So that was part and parcel of... Now, I didn't take very many hits there throughout most of the run. I don't think I did that section any faster or any particular faster or what have you. Or it didn't feel like it. I don't know if it looks like it, but it didn't feel like it. Yet I scored like another 7 or 8 grand. Could that be because some of those divine headshots were plug-in heads right off in the distance? Maybe. Is it because I didn't lose much life whilst I was, I don't know, mid-combo? I don't know. I hope not, because I've got a video out there that says, oh, no, it doesn't matter about being hit when in Executioner, because that's the knowledge that we had. I hope they haven't changed it. I also kind of hope they... Well, if they have changed it, it's much for the worse, and Executioner isn't how people play anyway, so it's just forcing people into long-range headshots. And then they do a tournament like this. Just doesn't make sense. But then not having IDU 2 out by now with cooperative and some sort of adversarial multiplayer also doesn't make sense. But hey, I'm just a guy. What do I know? So... What else? So again, you could... Now, this isn't a very good level for it, but to help you stay on target with the Executioner No, I'll be doing another one, I'm sure. So one of the things that you could also do as well, we've discussed the importance of slow time and executioner. You'll also note as well, I mean, if I thought there was no, I'm not going to at the moment, because I'm not going for proper scoring, I'm just trying to show. One of the things that you could do, and this works, particularly if it doesn't work on this one, because all the stairs are crumbling and there's no way up. I need a section to be able to show it off. But what I'm talking about potentially here is going downstairs first and then luring all of the enemies upstairs. Now, it's a bit difficult when there's archers abound, but this is also nice to see as well. This was what I was talking about trying to do when you are trying to carry the executioner bonus from one place to another. Because in theory, I could herd all of the enemies from this end of the island, herd all of the enemies from that side of the island, and get them all in a distance where I'd be able to carry the executioner bonus across. This is what I tested, and you would think that that is a really good idea. However, the problem with it is all of those explosive arrows on those big groups will kill large. It's a good idea to herd the groups of bats together, but again, you've got to think, am I in my executioner bonus? Do I have time for herding bats? Often the point is no. If it is your opening kill and you're lucky enough to have something like Cupid's Wrath, then it's not a bad shout. One of the other, try and get the arrow. Let's cycle. Cycle, 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 cycle. These are not working. Shit. Azure's Fury. I love you and hate you all at the same time. I'm trying to get a Tempest here so I can show something off. Do know that if you close range an enemy with a 3 of lightning ball, it will only create 1 lightning ball, and these ones don't stick around very often. You can outrace the lightning ball and its damage to get headshots on enemies that are closing in, such as abominations, but sometimes it's just not worth it and you just let your effects do the damage. I know it's not the headshots that we want, but this is the problem that you have with having a lot of effects down in a particular area. Now I want no. Azure's Fury are great for, if you can hit, there we go, Tempest. So, what you want to do with Tempest, I found, know about this ledge, is you want to aim down on an enemy, and you want to go just over their head, like that. But again, it does seem to be quite random as to whether it awards the headshots or not. And you want to play it safe. Let's see if we can get some headshots here. No. I bet he is rounding me up. Oh, I missed. Stuttering. Oh, hang on a second. Let me have a look. Oh, really? Oh, maybe it's coming. Maybe it's on the way, K2. I've never known myself to have a stutter. Hang on a second. Let's have a look. Oh, is it? Might just be internet. Refresh. Refresh your streams, people. Okay, so, as I said, unfortunately, I wish there was a big cheat. Or, no, we don't cheat. I wish there was a big exploit or a big secret, but the fact of the matter is, teleport from area to area, from enemy to enemy, get as close as you can, pop them in the head. Now, one of the things that I still haven't really decided yet, but I will do... Hey, Athon, this is what I do. Does not award a headshot at all. That is quite correct. The Cupid's Wrath. Cupid's Wrath has not got a point. Cool, that's good to know. Just internet then. So Cupid's Wrath does not have a point on it. Because an arrow does not have a point on it, or a spiky bit, means that it can't stick into the head. If it can't stick into the head, it can't do a headshot. Hey, look, I treat this like a radio broadcaster. I can't have dead air. I mean, as I said, I don't need chat to keep me going. I'm like an Energizer bunny, but you all do help to keep me on my toes and keep the words flowing. So I don't think Anakin is a better shout to farm than Gabriel. However, and a lot of you are going to think that, oh my, this is the secret, this is the way, because I've tried it before this tournament, and I have techniques for doing it as well. Farming Gabriel, I believe, because I've done it for a very long time in the past, and I checked it today and went for a very long time, can be done infinitely. There is a spot that I have found where you can be kind of safe, but when you are as limited on life as we are, and as many random arrows as we have, I just don't think it's worth it. What I try and do when I get here, if I have the... God, I thought I'd missed all three of those then. If I have the arrows, is at least knock out the archers with headshots. So for instance, that Tempest to the head, because the point of the arrow did not hit your opponent, it does not count as a headshot, even though the trail of the Tempest does. That's not to say that you can't, excuse me, that's not to say that you can't get headshots with Tempests. You just have to aim off and high. Now we're waiting for some more spawners. They coming? Have we done enough? You gonna burn? You burning? Be careful with these heavy arrows also. Now, here's an interesting one. Hail of arrows. The first shot, this one courtesy of Laurent and part of my victory in one of the tournaments, and I didn't even realise it was happening. There is a bug in the game with all of the triple arrows. The first one does actual damage. The second and the third one, although they can still count as headshots if you hit them. Oh, you guys are right behind me. Although you can get headshots with them, they do significantly less damage. So you can get 3, 4, 5 headshots. Well, you can get 3 headshots, then another special arrow into a Black Knight if you are close and steady enough. Be aware of that, because you can get some extra points. Now, the only problem that we're getting here... let's check. 375. Because I don't know. 375. Let's check. 375. So I don't... So we are just getting... I'll leave those to die. Did I say Laurent? Yeah, I meant Cam. Yeah, Cam identified in my tournament side of things. It wasn't even something I was aware was happening, and was obviously a happy accident that the second and third arrows within both Hellfire and... fucking line. Hail of arrows, that's the one. They count. I'm doing a very bad job here. Be very careful of your explosive arrows and how they send enemies in all sorts of nasty directions. And those, when you hit an enemy with one of those, unless you are going to be incredibly quick with the follow-up shot, or it is home in, that's nice. There you go, nice little headshot there. Doing a very bad job of this, but you kind of have to roll with the punches because you don't know where the damage is going to fall on this. I would also I would recommend trying to get the headshots on the archers at this point if you are comfortable with doing it, because there's a decent amount of headshots and there can be an executioner bonus going off in the background because you can be killing the abominations as well. And occasionally you might get the odd headshot. I wouldn't bounce around the abominations trying to get headshots, because more often than not, old big abomination will be around. Yes, incursion does headshot. So anything that has a point or is spiky headshots. So it's at this point now where we want to be thinking about killing, but we'll let Curse do its work and kill enemies, because this is all points, I believe. Yep. Yep, that's 40. That's 60. That's 80. That's another 90. So you can see it happening live. And we're not getting any coin out of them, and they're dropping like flies. Herein lies the problem with Curse, is eventually it will lock on to Anakin and probably kill him. So, anyway, so not a particularly great score. Oh, well, yeah. And so I would expect anywhere between 110 and 150k from that first level to know that you're on point. Now, here's another thing that you want from your achievement progress. Make sure you have for killing bosses you get extra rewards, or for completing levels you get extra rewards. I mean, I am trying, I am trying, but hang on. So, the other achievements that you want, make sure you have killed, I think it's 103 orphans, because that gives you a 30% chance of getting extra life when you pick up those 3. Now, I'm no mathlete, and I know it's not 90%, but if you have a reroll of a 30% chance of getting a double life every time you pick up one of your Blood of the Lambs, then there is a very good chance that one of them at least will be a double. So then that means that instead of picking up 3 health, you'd judge it that you'd be picking up 4 health at the end of each level, and so you kind of plan your run accordingly to that life. Might actually try and complete it here. So see if we can make a hash up of Paradise Lost. But again, herein lies the RNG as well. Sometimes you might get all 3 of them as doubles. Won't fucking happen in the stream, I'm telling you now. But, so, you know, more often than not, I'll get 1 as a double. Sometimes, if I'm very lucky, I'll get 2. And other times, if I'd consider myself unlucky, I'll just get the standard 3. So that is another achievement. So you want to have abolished the incubi to level 3 on the profile that you are playing with. You want to have got the arrows upgraded, because it's better that they are upgraded and do their job properly, as opposed to our limp. And so this is what I'm talking about as far as arrows that have a delay, is if you can plug and then get the next one before it blows up, you are playing a dangerous game there though, because that delay isn't that long. If you are using slow time a lot, then it's not too bad. Now, here is what I was talking about Paradise Lost. Him will have, and if it's an easy enough lined up headshot, I will go for it. And then hopefully that curse is going to spread amongst Cupids. And we basically, whilst the curse is active, want to be killing every bloody thing else. The high mid-air Cupids, it's Divine Sight, it's Cupid's Wrath, or it's Curse. Simple as that. And if I haven't got those, I cycle arrows on enemies until I do, basically. So hopefully that Curse will take effect. Or Azure's Wrath. Azure's Wrath is another good one. Or Tempest. Tempest will do us. So there's lots of options. None of them are amazing. Like, for instance, that's a shot that I shouldn't take because reasons. I might miss, and it's life and precious, precious life. Is there any actual Cupids up here? No, they're down there. There you go. There. Oh, I missed. There. Yeah, it's if you manipulate slow time, use your shard, it's doable. But again, it's the only way that I've found to do it effectively, if I'm honest. No worries, I'm glad I could help. So, Divine Sight, again, the single ones, I hate to see them, but they are a pretty free headshot. Curse of God, this would be good. So that should now go, and we want to follow it as best we can. Hello Wi-Fi, and yes, thank you. Those things don't happen, not for me. I'm not that lucky. I'll have a drink of water in a minute. Getting a little dry here, and it is pretty bloody warm as well. Ugh. Now I do know that those ones above me, there's not a lot that I can do about them, so I'm just going to keep sharding and moving, trying to root through, hopefully get the arrows that I need to deal with them. There are ones that are too far away, and it is not worth your time. Hopefully that curse will attach to something, and then maybe it'll attach to some others. But as far as, like, even that is risky because of things like that. I wasn't really paying attention to what arrow that was. I thought that was actually a hand of God. And so there you go. There's a life lost. Won't come in for a while. And that's part of the reason why players can feel like they're getting hit when they actually haven't been hit. Cupid's Wrath will do. Tempest, that'll do us over there. That'll do us there. Oh. No, I'm not on the Pico, I'm on the Quest, unfortunately. I think I'd do better on the Pico, if I'm honest. I'm not suffering too much from the loss of my IR caster, but I have had times today. I don't need the IR, or I found anyway, I don't need the IR caster on when I'm going. Now, Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is a level. Paradise Lost is a level where you can keep the executioner going if you route plan well enough. That's what we want. Bam, get some of that. And again, lots of slow time, lots of moving. Yeah, maybe, possibly. Look at that nastiness. But I don't dare fire any arrows at them because I might miss. And missing causes life loss. And we don't want that. He's close enough to cycle an arrow on. Tempest, okay, we'll take that. Hail of arrows is at least 3 chances to miss. Curse of God, there we go. This I'll take a risk on. Because it's not that many points either. Hello. It's not that many points either for a Cupid kill. But if you can keep the kills going. So like for instance now we're snookered. We've got a Cataclysm there. So let's plant her with that. Headshot. Get one. No. Sometimes it is best to know when to quit on trying to tackle Cupids. A good run will involve you getting all of them. More often than not, you'll end up leaving a lot of them. Some of them will try and teleport down your neck. That we like. Where are they all? They fucked off. Have they teleported? Oh no, they haven't teleported. There's not that many left. Oh, I got one. Lovely. So another thing with homing arrows. When you're doing what I'm trying to do, remember that the homing arrows follow your gaze. So you can't just fire and forget. You need to keep an eye on enemies. It can be a way to... Ooh, maybe. This might get the ones outside. No. Because they weren't spawned in. God be damned. Oh. Last one. I missed them all. Good old arrows. Even these shots, where I'm hitting them from quite a distance, are risky. And it's unnecessary risk as well. Hopefully that'll get some, maybe. Who knows? That might. Now we're getting to the point where we're almost finishing the level. That was a bit of a waste. But I think I should have dumped that into a wall, really. That's why you gotta watch your effects. There. Not for us, but it sounds like the curse is doing its thing. Hopefully the curse attaches to something up here. It has. Hopefully it goes for those cupids. It's not. Hopefully it does now. Have we got the arrows to deal with them? We do not. And we go. Whew. One life. Yeah, I know. Now, Gabriel the Fallen. I have found some areas that you, or rather, I know some areas that you can hide in. Again, this is very much like with the whole luring thing. I never thought it would be valuable because he's easy enough to deal with already anyway. And farming Gabriel is never a concept that you would do in the main game, just never. It might be useful here because it's infinite, but a person, even if they are amazing at the game, you won't be able to spend very long here. He'll get you. So, I found up here isn't a bad area. Reason being, this does not block his line of sight. So he can... Oh, no, we'll be all right. No, we're going for points. So, now, the other thing that I found... So, what we're doing here is we're allowing him to sword plunge, and we need to make sure that we are not looking at him and behind cover when he does. That will spawn enemies. We've now got to jump on those enemies to ensure that we get those close-range kills. And you've really got to keep your eyes out amongst it for them. There they are there. Now, what I have found, the best place that I've found to do it from is back here. And the reason being is I found if you give him the real estate to move around in, and don't give him chance to stop an attack, eventually he'll just do his sword plunge anyway. And so you can keep him doing his sword plunge. This isn't a good idea, okay? Hi! This isn't a good idea, but it's an idea. And then we wait for them. Maybe. Go on. Oh, yes! That's worth a couple of points. Anyway, so we're going to keep him moving. Move to the left. Come on. And as long as we keep him moving left and right by pissing around with him in our vision, eventually he'll just sword plunge. He doesn't need to be in perfect range to attack to sword plunge. And so you can keep on doing this to up your score. Now, again, if you were to ask me in the chat, did I use this technique to get that top score? No. Did I fuck? Did I do a similar sort of thing on Anakin and haul the enemies out of him to up my score? No, I did not. So that was all from level. Way. But this is a way that you could up your score a little bit if you have plenty of life left, but only then. Hey, lovely. Cursor's doing its job. Now, occasionally he will get round you. So again, note how I'm keeping the pillar and then moving round. And just by letting him move across ground, will he summon. Never did I ever think that I would be instructing you guys on how to farm Gabriel's spawns, but this is one of them. And it's, as I said, just keep him moving across land and he'll naturally do his attacks. Normally for him to actually start his normal attacks, he has to be in line with us. Now, you'll be happy to know that the person that is capable of doing this will probably have to do it to get the top score for about 2 hours, because this does not yield you very much in the way of points and is incredibly risky. So, if you are after a top tip, don't farm Gabe. I know LG did it, but he took life loss that he really didn't need to, and it's worth, I think, per 2 cupids, and Banshee is worth about, I think it was like 600 points if you get a headshot on the Banshee, and well, no, probably less than that. It'd be about 500 points if you got a headshot on the Banshee and just killed the 2 cupids normally. So that is not the way. No. Can't give you any tips about Abyss because I haven't really got there properly yet. So yeah, I know. I'm not trying. No, but the thing is, right. one of the things that I will say, unless you have played Fletcher extensively and have played it to the level of the likes of people playing it properly, or even me, if you've gotten good at sniping those orphans, you probably won't see Abyss. And don't worry if you don't. You might not even see Paradise Lost. But if you do what I did and just smash through the first level as quickly as you can, you could get into the top 50, I think. I think these scores are going to be a lot higher. So I know Laurent's just been overtaken by... Oh no, he's got it back again. So there's a few more up. So... No, I disagree, Sean. Even with plenty of life, it's not a great tactic because you're losing lives that would be better spent in Abyss. Now, I know there isn't infinite enemies in Abyss, but the risk to reward ratio against spawn camping Gabriel or spawn farming Gabriel is just not there. It's rubbish. So, now I've done a few runs today. There aren't many changes. So my arm's knackered on the bow, as it happens. But we go on. But a quick analysis whilst I have a quick wet of water and a drink and try and cool down a bit. Stick my tongue out. I don't know. We'll see. Laurent is very technical. To be fair, so's Knights Who Say Me as well. Him and Laurent and Cam, if he pulls his finger out and gets back involved, Cam could win this. I know he can because he plays it properly too. So again, just to explain again to what we're looking at, just in case you missed it the first time. Tithe Collector, the amount of gold that we've got. Every enemy drops gold. Headshot gives you an additional amount of gold. Gold ratio to points is per 1 gold is 1 point. Doesn't matter if you spend it. That's the same in the main game as it's always been in this. Marksman is for headshots and headshots only. Executioner is the points that you are getting from killing enemies within this 10-second timer that you can extend by killing more enemies. Saviour we're not going to see because there's no orphans. Pit Dweller we're not going to see because there is no pits. Now, another quick question that might come up. What amulet do you take? I think Rick Best can play both, if I'm honest. Can't remember. Oop. Right hand. Give me my left hand. Now, what amulet do you take? Did anybody think? Did anybody think to take an amulet? Good, because they don't count. If you were going to take an amulet with you, the only one that would be worthwhile doing would be Resistance Privilege, unless that put us up to 13 health, but that would definitely give you an extra peg of armour. However, none of the amulets work within the tournament, so if you're someone who relies on spiritual assist, sorry, that ain't gonna help you. So I thought I would just quickly point that out before we carry on. Now I'm gonna have a go with the crossbow, where my aim is fucking terrible. So we'll see. But again, same tactics, same techniques. Except we're going to be using the crossbow vertically, like this. Now, I'm hoping that somebody in the chat comes in and goes, that's not the way that you use a crossbow. And I suppose this is the way that you use a bow, right? Yes, I am. So, vertical crossbow, all the way. Why? I'm joking. I'm not going to use vertical crossbow. That's not how you use a bloody crossbow. I have dabbled with it to see if it was actually any better. It's not. I know. Now, one of the things that I have found, and this is a technique that I learned from the Desolation trials with the crossbow, is I seem to be able to get a little bit of a sweeter tune out of Divine Sight with the crossbow than I do with the bow. I don't know why. I haven't... Tracking. I didn't do anything. I haven't found a way to do this consistently. I still really didn't within the tournament, but it did work. So what I found, and this was to LG and Elite Jonathan and Big Smith and all the other players at the time as well, my technique of doing this as I'm firing to try and get headshots. Sometimes it works, more often than not it doesn't. I think they might have actually changed something within it as well. But again, so now one of the things that I will say is, if you did a false start like that and you went into an area and you fired off an arrow and it maybe killed an enemy, excuse me, that you didn't intend to, right? And this is also another point of trying to carry the executioner bonus from island to island and rushing it. Both of those scenarios can be non-beneficial to you. The reason being is, from when you do that first kill, a 10-second timer starts. We don't want to be starting midway through that 10-second timer. We want to be making the most out of that 10 times. Yeah, that's what. No, he got that from me. That's what I was doing in my videos, and they were trying to copy it, and I still haven't got a good enough technique down for it to be consistent. I don't think it can be consistent is the problem. So what I was getting at is, with the executioner bonus side of things, once you have made that first kill, you want to be carrying on. Also, if you are rushing from one area to another and you know that that executioner bonus is going to have dissipated by the time you get to killing your first enemy, stop and have a breather. The reason being is because the executioner bonus might just be finishing by the time you get there, and then you put a headshot in that starts another second, and you think you've started the executioner bonus and it's actually ended, and then you've started again, and then you're all the way back down to a lower score. My point here is, if you think you've got the executioner bonus for the next section, you'll kind of know based on your performance. If you haven't, just stop and take a breather. It's better for you, and it's better for your score as well. So whilst I have a little bit of a breather because it's fucking hot, has anybody got any questions or anything they would like to know, or anything that I haven't covered yet? The only question that I can't answer is, how did you get that score? Because I've already shown you. And again, I only got as far as Abyss. So, and again, I'm still learning this as well. Survivability is a real big problem within this. I can only show you so much. The big one is teleporting next to or past enemies that you are then going to square up to and shoot in the face, and using slow time to allow them to slowly turn to you and then shoot them in the face. Like, I can show you another good one whilst you guys are thinking of questions, if you have any. Another good one. You don't, Sean. No, I know. I played the I thought I was onto something on the Desolation Trials and did run after run after run, hoping to get Divine Sight so that I could get those huge range headshots and quick kills. And because of it, I didn't do very well in that tournament because I was waiting for the perfect run and it never came. One of the good ways to deal with knights is to get up high so that they start throwing an axe and then teleport next to them for an easy headshot. As far as archers is concerned, another good one, if they have started drawing the arrow, get off, don't tango me, let them fire the arrow before teleportation. That way you don't get an arrow dug in your eye as you land. That's a great arrow to have going. Now, for those of you who have been following what I've done, again, apologies. I know I said rapid fire. Oh, I got a free hit there. That should have been a miss. That definitely was. But note how all of this movement after the hits, these are the things that you use your slow time for. See? Headshot. I'm not making it up, people. I'm really not. Let's let the curse and the lightning do the job here. Let them turn fully to face before you fire. Let them finish drawing. executioners from the side because exorcists from the side because bigger target. Well, it never did. It never did. Dude. It never found me in the last tournament, unfortunately. Ooh. Another thing that you could do, so another way that we could play the game is we could make use of our shield and we could block and we could headshot things and take this very, very slowly and just let our effects go off in the background and try and make sure that every shot is a headshot and keep it going. Is that the hand of God? Ooh, lovely. So that's another thing that we could do. Ooh, lovely. See, Sean? Let one hit, let the others go past. Sometimes. Sometimes. And I know it doesn't seem like much, but that was a risk that I'm willing to take for the equivalent of 2 points, 2 headshots worth of points, maybe 2.5. If it does hit a body shot, the likelihood it isn't a kill. Oh, fuck you, shield. The likelihood is it isn't a kill, even if the divine sight goes past and hits an enemy, and so you'll still get the headshot anyway. And what you will also do to the enemy is you will stagger them. Move to the side, let him turn, then shoot. Stop silly animations happening. Look here, I'm right in front of him, turn before I shoot. But because he did his leaping, because I was pretty much in front of him, no go. Turn to the side, let him turn, up, get your ass kicked. Probably the easiest way to shoot enemies in this mode is when they have started their attack animation where they stand still. If an abomination leaps at the wrong time, you will miss that shot. So there's basically 2 ways to play this challenge. There is headshots only, very slow and methodical. There is body shots only, as fast as you bloody can. And then there is combining the 2, and that is the technique that will win this tournament, basically. Simple as that. With knights, oh yeah, just putting it out there. My shield with the X on, it blocks incubi fireballs. Just so you know. So you've got something to achieve. A little bit of a pay-to-win mechanic, I suppose, or play-to-win. It doesn't, I'm kidding. That'd be great if it did, though, wouldn't it? What do you mean you can block incubi fireballs? I can't do that. I know. It's because I've got a shield with an X on it. I should have saved that for April Fools or something, shouldn't I? Sorry, 2 seconds. I was getting carried away with my own weird sense of humour. Reason found the shield is more consistent if held in reverse. No, the shield has always been more consistent in held in reverse. But you know how I always bang on about liking to turn within... Oh, I know you were. So you know how I insist on turning manually, you know, as in actually within the world. Because I think I'm faster than smooth turning and snap turning, or at least, I don't know, I find it more consistent and better for me and better on my smooth brain. Likewise, I can't. I've done HEMA, I've done martial arts, I've done various bits and pieces. I can't hold a shield like this. It's wrong. What is with it, you people? What, shall I start shooting the crossbow vertically? Because, you know, backwards shields and horizontal bows, you know, why not, eh? Yeah, let's turn the shield the other way around. I can't do it. That's not how you use a shield. It's not. However, as was pointed out by the Monk Hunter, I think he's changed his channel name again now. I can't keep up. Changes it all the time. I just know him as the Monk Hunter. Oh yeah, no, you're not wrong actually. That's how I get my barrage of needle shots off best. What's that? Curse of God. And the curse is not so good upside down. Explosives work upside down. I wonder if Divine Sight does. Believe me, in my quest to find out how to get headshots with Divine Sight, I have fired it upside down. It doesn't work. Oh, it's actually got a headshot there. I know, right? Little plug for my shield. So, yeah, it does look good. One of the things that I had noticed, actually, but I can now see, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but everybody's hand slightly clips through the shield. At least my one. It's a little less noticeable, but you can just about see the red of my glove clipping through. If you've got a white glove, I don't think you can see it. But look at your shield next time, and you see your glove clipping through. I think it might clip through less on the left hand, because that's where it would come up with on the bow. But yeah. Bad job, Super Bright. I keep telling them to please change the model so that the hands don't clip, and they never do. So, they ain't going to listen to me and Beanie. But hey, we'll have to let them off because they've put us a tournament on, so... What else? Oh, is it that? I can see... So where the X... is you'll see a little red sliver, maybe. And it looks like a graphical glitch, but it's not. The rest of it's very nice, though. But so what I was saying about Monk Hunter. It does work, and it is actually effective, and it really annoys me because it comes from basically. Kind of martial arts is that one of the things that is quite through the shield. Well, okay. Well, if you can't see it, then happy days. But I can definitely see it through that shield. Anyway. Oh, you can't. Oh, well, it's coming up on the screen for me. Anyway, so one of the things that Monk Hunter quite rightly identified. It is very much a martial artsy thing. Part of the reason why a lot of martial arts have this twisting motion for doing a block and raising the arm above your head, but then refining that into an actual move, because like in Shotokan Karate, you can, well, you're not going to break someone's arm. They always say you can, but I don't think you could. But doing this sort of maneuver is it's very natural for the human body, and when you are being attacked or something along those lines, is to sort of thing. So you then convert that into, and it's the same with the shield, and it's part of the reason why that pressing a button and bringing it up is less natural than doing that. It's actually an easier motion, and that's how you win a tournament. So hopefully that's all the tips and tricks that you need now. This will allow you to get at least 500,000 to 600,000 points just playing around. And it all starts by that combination of arrows with those gloves on at the right time and at the right place. So all done. Now, so homework set for tonight is I all want to make sure that you get at least as high a score as Laurent Courtier, or if not a bit more. Just put some pressure on him just to begin with. Keep the score just over his, but just high enough so that you're beating him, to put some pressure on, because he's only just arrived, so he doesn't know all of the stuff that we've just been through. So, oh, hi Laurent, how are you doing? Yeah, sorry mate, we're just getting finished up now. So, yeah, what we'll so I think what we'll do is we'll quit this run, and maybe we'll go and play some Mortal for the rest of the night, now that I've told you how to win the tournament very easily. So, and I think I might back out of the bow. I might have to, because it'll, what I've shown you today will work on the bow. No, Laurent's tips as far as all of this are concerned are all very relevant. It's all things that we've come across and all things that we have done, and LG, Laurent are quite happy to share. I'll always try and show it off live. I'm sure if you have any questions, just ask us all. But what else is there? So I think herding bats together into a big group as you're opening Gambit with an explosive arrow is a good idea, or letting pestilence or things like curses of gods and such like that to do the work. Now, one of the things that, since he's here, I can talk about it now as well. Laurence talked about kind of outrunning the effects of an arrow, and what he means is, like, for instance, if I dump that in that guy's head and let it go off, it'll kill that guy. And if you try and kill that guy at just the wrong time, if that was an actual arrow, that would have caused us damage and caused us to miss headshots. So you are using them for headshots, but you don't want the effects to go off. The only ones that you do want the effects to go off on are ones that are on headshots of are on bats and cupids, basically, would be my bit. One of the things, in fact, let's see if we can get a Tempest. I always find the Tempest side of things works best from a high angle. Double headshots. I always find that the Tempests are best off at a downward angle because there's basically more of the head exposed, but you do have to aim slightly higher than you think, and there lies its risk. So, hang on, let's see if we can get these. Hup. Nope. Got one. One headshot's better than none. But again, see what I was talking about as well here, Sean, is that guy hasn't died. He's still... So here's something that's worth clearing up, I suppose. Even though that guy has an absolute sliver of health... Oh, he fell over. Oh. Even though that guy still only has a sliver of health... Oh, it's not good. It's not turning into a good example, is it? Lads, come on now. Even though So that guy's got 2/3 health. That headshot that does fucking 7,500 damage is still worth the same amount of points, even if he had a sliver of health. So even if an enemy is on death's door, or is about to expire to a curse, or pestilence, or something along those lines, if you can get the headshot in, it will still count as full headshot points. What else could we do? The one bit of breaking news that I will tell you, Laurent, as well, is as far as my bow run's concerned, I did die at Abyss, halfway through Abyss. I haven't actually completed a single run on Fletcher yet. So you might want to think about pushing up that score, mate. Just saying. Or, if nobody catches me on the bow, I might plant myself at second and come up with some kind of gentleman's agreement with whoever's on top of the scoring board in crossbow to not touch the bow side of things. So here's another... like, for instance, this guy. Doesn't matter that he's cursed. Doesn't matter that he's cursed, and it doesn't matter how low that curse gets. As long as we kill him before that curse kills him, we'll get the headshot damage for it. And it will also have the effect of spreading the curse to the next one. Ow. Well, almost 300,000. Ow. Oh, well, there you go. We wanted to finish that up anyway. We're going to go play some Mortal now that I've given you all the tips to beat Laurent's score, so it's all good. I genuinely, like, without gamesmanshipping it or anything along those lines, I would be surprised if the top scores were less than $1 million. They'll definitely be over 9,000. No, I think it'll be 400k plus will be the top scores by the end of this one. I think I've got a lot of room in the bow, a lot of room. And I'm the same as you, though. I mean, I've got to complete a bloody run, but I do wonder why the crossbow... Yes, I do. I think the crossbow is scoring higher, easier, because it's rapider firing, and longer, as I think somebody identified on there, because full draw is more consistent, you are always getting full points for headshots. In the rush of slow motion, occasionally you might draw the arrow to there, and that would still kill an enemy with a headshot. But as we know, a headshot at 50% draw against a headshot at 100% draw is worth a lot less points, but still results in the headshot kill. So if that headshot was worth 150 points and that one was worth 300 points, the difference is with the crossbow, every headshot at close range is going to be worth the full amount of headshot points. I think that might be why we will see a difference. But then having said that, it's me, isn't it, really? And I say all sorts of shit during tournaments. So you should know this by now. Things like, oh, I think you should try a little bit harder because I'll have that score tomorrow, etc., etc. All games and shit, though, it's all part of the game, isn't it? I turn into a right prick when there's a tournament on, I really do. I hope you all enjoy it as much as I do. There was a reason why I chose Silver Tongue Devil as the name. I wanted to be the bad boy, well, not bad boy, fuck that. I wanted to play the villain. I wanted to be the bad guy. And then all of a sudden I ended up teaching everybody. Just the way the cookie crumbles. Hello, Fee. And yes, thank you. I definitely had exactly. See, this is part of the reason why I hate Desolation. That's on. I don't care. That should teleport me up there. It's bollocks that it doesn't. It's fucking shit. Everywhere else that would work, not here. Another reason why I do say all kinds of things. And it shall always stay that way. So yes, straw strength. Oh, can show you. That'd be a good thing, wouldn't it? So let me have a look and I will show you, because it's good to do a practical example. I'd like to actually find out by how much. So, but then the thing is, if you've been playing long enough, your draw should always be consistent, and it should this is why I've always encouraged a consistent draw, and the way to have a consistent draw is to make sure that you are drawing fully. It's the reason why I have always discouraged spiritual amulet, or spiritual assist, rather. Let's go and have a look, shall we? Quick look, and then we'll get back to it. What time are we even on? I should change the battery, shouldn't I? Now, as I said, I don't want to do too much of a stream tonight. We might end this one a little bit prematurely. I might try a run, see if I can get a decent score. But I don't want to go too long tonight because it's tournament time and I don't want to knacker my arm out. And it's bloody hot. And I've been playing all day, so... But not actually for scoring, just dicking around and testing things out and trying various bits and pieces. So, okay, let's set the bar at 0 points. For a monk, we get full draw, close range headshot, 450 damage. That is the maximum damage. We get 313 points. Now, we do not want to do a half draw on this guy. Why? Because that kill started off our executioner bonus. That's right. This is 2 lessons in 1. So we are now going to Foxtrot Oscar. Really, really, really far away. I'm going to have a quick vape and a drink. It's almost like I planned these lessons. It really is. If I can find these things. Just to make sure that 10-second timer that is ticking away in the background now has ended. That's why I'm doing this. And then we'll go back. We'll use the same enemy at as similar or as close a range as I can. And we will try a 50% draw and see how many points we've got. So at the moment on the board we have 313. Now, technically... But we're just looking at points, not gold. Because technically, the gold would be on top of the points as well. So our score for that monk was actually closer to 400 with the gold. But I never really considered gold within those things because it's... Well, yeah. I look at the points first because the gold is pretty consistent as long as you are landing headshots and it's in the same cycle. So... So, in theory, every headshot is actually worth 400. So, right, I think I'll have a quick wet of water as well. I want to make sure that time is definitely finished. And yeah, Fee, thank you for... I know I said, like, yes, I have seen it. You put it back on my radar. That Dark Sword game does very much look like my bag. So I may contact the developers and see if I can organise a giveaway. Still waiting to hear back from the devs of Dead Hook. They made some, well, I'm not going to say promises, but... Right, so 313 and 82. But let's just concentrate on the points because we know... So let's do a little 50% shot. 305, still killed, 313, and now we have 63. So, I might have overdrawn there a little bit. Let's have a try. I tell you what, might have still... No, I don't think we would have been in the executioner bonus side of things. Let's just Foxtrot Oscar again a second. They may have made it a little bit more forgiving. I hope they haven't, because otherwise we're going to have the same problems we had last time. Maybe I wasn't right on top of him. We shall see. Another quick wait a second. So 637. Basically, the reason why they did it so that you had to draw a certain amount. I think I drew to about 50. Hubris. Nope. I've heard a lot of bad things about Hubris. All graphics, no guts, no gameplay, very boring is what I've been told. One that I was planning on avoiding. If you want to watch a genuine review of Hubris, I suggest you go and check out Mackin VR's review and coverage of the game. He was not a happy bunny, and he's a graphics tart. He really likes his graphics on games, but even he needs some substance to be able to play the game. Again, I'd like to play it myself, but it's unlikely because I've been told really good graphics, but that's it. And at that point, then it's almost like a bloody tech demo. Now, the game has been out for quite a while, so maybe they've done something more with it, or maybe they've added some more gameplay to it because the gameplay was such a shit show. Right, let's try what we're looking at, 637. Okay, there you go. So that was more like it. So that was 636, and then I barely did any pull at all on that, and I scored less than 100 points. Now the argument is I can get another headshot out of that. Ow. Hang on a second. Honestly, super bright. You break one thing, you fix one thing, you break another. They took this out of the game. They really did. Oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, nice one, Echo him. Okay, so there was a time. No, well, no. But look, you can get, well, you can only get one headshot out of those. 1734. We have got a little bit of an executioner bonus going here. So this was supposed to have been taken out of the game. They were supposed to make it so that anything less than a 3/4 draw shot did less. Well, yes, I know, but it's not, the executioner bonus is not very much, is the thing. Right, let me go and do it again. Oh, super bright. Why you do these things? Honestly, I think it's because the people that code the game originally don't know exactly what the ramifications of them pressing a button are, but they press it anyway. So, like, for instance, they've updated the tournament side of things and then put the leaderboard up there and addressed the new season, but then old problems have come back. Funny how Barrage of Needles never goes back to being a scoring arrow, isn't it? They've got that one sussed. Fuck's sake. Right. 2-0. Yeah, but I shouldn't. Oh, right. No. It's kills. You don't get points from those kills, nor do they count as kills, but you do get gold from them, and I assume an executioner bonus. Fee. I honestly don't think it matters, Sean. I think that's something that's crept back in. So new meta for this season, everybody. Watch him. 2032. 2032. So that's 100 points. And the gold from the headshot as well, because that doesn't matter what draw strength it is. And then 433. So that is about 400 points because 2 headshots and a little bit of extra gold. There you go. So this is how we play IDU now. How good is that? Let's go and see if it works in the tournament, shall we? Then I don't know what it is with the crossbow. I'm going to have to report that up, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Huh? Oh, hello, KO. Louder and has no hiss. No, I think it gives... Sean, it gives more. Because you got the gold to add on top of that as well. So, there is that to consider. I don't want to break myself. 2 half draws gives you a little bit more. 2 pissy draws gives you about the same points as 1 full draw, but you get the additional headshot gold. You get it twice as opposed to once. Plus there is then the gold to put on top of all of that as well. So basically, headshots now on like a monk, something that can take 2 pissy headshots. A headshot would be worth 500 odd points. Oh, what, can you hear a hiss? I'm not hearing a hiss. I've actually got headphones in tonight, so you guys should be able to only hear my beautiful voice and actual game audio, as opposed to audio... Ooh, lovely. As opposed to audio... Yep. Yeah, no, it was out of the game, that's the thing. Interesting. What's the... I mean, I'm sure you're right, Kaya. When you say hiss, do you mean like from the actual battery pack of it or something? Or like a noise? Or... the bobo. Maybe you might have been talking about one of my previous streams, in which case I think that was something else. So... Right. I'll have one go at a proper run, just for you lot. Shall we see if we can complete it? Oh God, this is gonna hurt. I think I'm sufficiently warm, but I'm pretty tired. And the one thing that I will say as well is I actually ordered... I'm gonna have a nice drink of water before I do this. I actually ordered a brand new IR caster. For those of you who do or do not know, I had an IR caster, and I've had it for years. And my vape, yes. Thank you, K2. Thank you. I've had a K2? No, I'm vaping because of K2. I've had a IR caster for quite some time now, and I've definitely found that it helps on my... Oh, okay. Okay, no worries. So I've found the IR caster. I know, right? Because... just because of what I was doing. Again, I'm not kidding. These are like, that was my first go was 245. Then I had a couple of goes with experimenting and just getting into the swing of things and warming up and playing properly. And then I had another go and I died at exactly the same point, but I just did better on score. So, but I haven't played properly yet. I don't know if I can. And the other problem, so not only am I down an IR caster, which we know gives problems with tracking, but also I'm streaming, and we know that a proportion of the power of the headset goes towards streaming on the Quest. So there's potential graphical issues and pass-throughs and various bits and pieces. Yes, I'm setting up all of the excuses now. So, and yeah, as far as the hissing is concerned, that might be something. Okay, yeah, I did look at those, but they involve you having to plug other things in as well. So if I can get things that allow you to, if I can get one that allows you to plug other things in, because I've got my, I suppose the boat, yeah, there must be one for that. Haven't noticed a difference with IRC. How do you? So I have mine. I've got a smaller space. I have mine. I could show you if I had my bloody Pico on, couldn't I? I had mine up and to the left to try and illuminate what I use as my front and illuminate across it. No worries, Sean. Most welcome. Right. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. Right. Apologies if I don't do a lot of talking. It's gonna take a while though, even if I do well. But I'll try and talk you through what I'm thinking as I do it. Then maybe I might be able to accidentally cover some strategy. Oh, fuck. Not this again. Do I have to go through another... Oh, no. I won't do an internal monologue. I'll try and do the strategy. So, okay, first things first. Yeah, I'm going back in. We'll see how I go, because the other thing as well you got to remember is, if I don't think I get a good start, or if I don't think I get a good run, or if I don't think I get particularly good maps, I'll just fucking restart. Hello, Dan. Right, what time are we on? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Hello, Dan. Sorry, mate, you've missed all the tips. No, they're obviously going to be on the VOD. I think we've covered a decent amount tonight. If there is... right, just before I begin, is there anything that is unclear? Anything that you want me to cover? Anything that you need to know? I think I've covered everything that I can give you. I do want to dispel the whole, Gabriel, you can infinitely farm, but that is a fucking dangerous game to play, as you saw me try and play tonight. And I was playing it from what I think is the best position, and it did not do very well. So yeah, I've seen the casters that fix to the side of your head, and I don't know. But as I said, I have my IR caster sort of like, if I'm looking, well, you guys have seen my play space, so if I'm looking in front of me at my Juggernaut Warzone picture, it would be up and to the left, shining down and across me. And I've got white walls as well. I don't know if that makes any difference, the wall or whatnot. But I try and angle it so it shines past me and bounces and tries to get rid of as much shadow. However, I have found that mine might be a little bit too powerful and a bit too close. And that might be what's causing my headset to go into the like ghosty mode, where it kind of wants to go into pass through and then comes back out again from time to time. Anyway. Right, and I'd also have a think at this point as well. So I'd be like, right, so I'd be looking at the enemies and thinking, right, how am I going to do this? Now, initially, I'm thinking, well, I'm going to jump straight to those stairs. I'm going to go up top, nail that guy. I'm going to nail the ones that are on this courtyard, and then I'm going to begin my run. I know there is a big group of bats there. I know there is a big group of bats there. Ideally, I want to enter downstairs from the... I know on this map, I don't want to fire it, but I know the window to down there is on the side. I think Expo Harry's already got a score up, if I'm right, possibly. And then I'd also have a look on the sides as well. And I know this configuration pretty well, because this is the one where you used to be able to ambush the hunter, and obviously can't anymore. I wonder if they've taken that out. Maybe we'll find out. And then one last thing that I could do is, if the enemies were quite spread out, before I fire my first shot and make my first kill, try and herd a few of them together with a little bit of conga lining. I would also take stock at how shit my first arrow is and adjust accordingly. So, and then I'd go fast now. Faster. So let's go up top, fucking ledge, hit him, come back down, have a look, slow timing all the time. Nope, there's no one here, brilliant. Hail of arrows, wait for this guy to turn, shoot, up top, get this guy, come back down. All this movement is what keeps them moving from left to right. I got him anyway, never mind. Get that off before he blows up. Try and get a headshot on that guy. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. This one. Damn. Oh, I got a headshot out of it. Hang on, ask me that question again when I'm having a rest between things. If I do that, bear with. I thought he had... bomb. Damn it, this is going to be bad. Don't take shots at that range. That's me trying to rescue a bad situation, because this is now going to be crap. But I'll play it through anyway, so you've seen it. Right. I want to deal with those bats with a good arrow. There it is. Let them have it. Keep on. Didn't want the monk particularly to die from that, but... Quick check behind me. Well, there is that, yeah. Rift controller should be, but I am not a PCVR guy. Hopefully we can kill him. That's got all of the bats. We'll leave that guy to there. There is another downstairs. Oh, you shit. Should have waited for the turn. That was my own fault. Last one. Turn around, try and hope those guided arrows go somewhere. Probably not. Now let's see what the score is. I don't mind too much. There's an entrance down there to the underground, so we'll kill those with this. Get him, get these ones, and then we're going underground. These shots that can be for the bat. That's a bit long range. The Cupid's Wrath still came back round. Thank you, Cupids. We'll go down this way, because that's a better entrance down. Again, tapping the hell out of the slow time whilst I'm doing this. Losing more life than I would like. They're going to die from the curse before I can do anything about it anyway, so I might as well keep on. So's he. Nope, I'm not even looking at the arrows. I'm not even looking at the arrows. The only times I'm looking at the arrows if I don't know what it is, basically. Damn you. That was terrible. Maybe I'm a bit knackered and instead of actually warmed up. Now, I would try, at this point, I don't think I would carrying the Executioner well enough there. And look at the amount of life I've lost as well. That is terrible. But as long as I don't lose any more, doesn't matter, right? Yeah, I don't think we would have got the Executioner bonus there. But there you go, 35,000. That was terrible. it was a really good score for a section, I think. I don't know what you're scoring on these, Laurent, but I'm finding 35 for the first section is actually pretty good. Worked out quite nicely. Hang on, sorry. All right, let me answer the questions now. Killing a bomb spawned by the summoner counts to maintain the executioner bonus. I don't know, if I'm honest, because we don't see the stats. I've always wondered the same myself. I would have said it will maintain it but not add to it, or maybe it does give a second to it. I don't know. Right, what was Sean's one? Question, Rob, do you look at every single... Oh no, I answered that, didn't I? I'm sure there was another. Oh, are Rift controllers compatible with Quest 1? I'll throw that one out to the chat because I'm not going to know myself. Rift controllers compatible with the Quest... What, one's from the... No, I wouldn't have thought so. I don't think. Again, you would need to find someone more knowledgeable than I. Right, so, again, we look. Now, I know that there's a lot of enemies down there. And if we don't have to go down there, that would be ideal. So what I would be tempted to do is go down here now before I have fired any shots. And the only thing that I would take out if he is on this level would be this guy, just so he doesn't hamper our efforts, because we can get 2 headshots out of him. That's a sneaky opportunity. Don't know if anyone... There's a sneaky one for you. Because I think I've had 150. I'm not just saying that, but I've had 150 plus after Anakin. Oh, did you say 145 before? Let's have a look. 35k. Plus Anakin. Yeah, so I think I've had like 155, I think has been my best. Right, we're going to retreat now. But what I've done is I haven't lured them all out yet. Trying to lure the enemies out of here. I think I've got some of them. Let's get the rest. Again, I've lost way too much life too early, I think. But it's a good score, and it's a good bit of practice, I guess. But let's just lure some more of these out before we get going. And then, because of the arrow, I would do something and start my gambit off like this. Dump that. Damn. That was 2 headshots worth. Damn. Now, this is the problem with herding, is you can get a lot of special effects off of enemies. Hello, Tim. You can get a lot of... Oh, is that curse going to spread? It's not. Damn. Okay, Tempest might do us. Let's go for headshot. Got it. Lovely. Holy Light does not help us here, so we move. Try and get to somewhere that it will. Come back in a minute. No, what he's saying is whether it keeps it going or not. We know that they don't count towards score. What we're wondering is, would that add seconds to the executioner bonus? Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Oh, that's what... Oh, God, well, this is over. That was all in an attempt to try and get the bats. Getting a Winter's Bite off will often, because Winter's Bite can be quite a weak arrow as far as headshots are concerned. That was wild. Right, there's our curse in effect. Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, well, as I said, it's not educational. Sure, we don't know. It could do, it could not. So it's not a known factor at the moment. That's what... Look at that. He's got 10 in him. Now, hopefully, if I turn around, these will come flying over me and shoot in. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I haven't started using yet within my runs, like being really good and completing them. Those are all hard things. Everyone see that? Everyone appreciate that holy light? It seems to be... Yeah, no worries, dude. Holy light seems to go... Yes. Yeah, I'm just kind of playing on now. That's useless. Yeah, I would have stopped. But I mean, you know, I would have carried on at the 35k, but right about now I would have stopped, yeah. We've got upstairs to here to do. Because, yeah, I think I've lost... Hello, Momenty. I think I've lost too much life at this point now. There's still a chance. There's still a hope. A fool's hope. Let's see what the score's looking like. So, one of the other things, and this is... I suppose it's a good idea, really, for me to address it. One of the things that you must identify, and this is more of me being an old hand at tournament side of things. To put multiple runs in... You need to conserve your stamina. We're not going to get him before the lightning does, so we're not even going to try. Quick with that one we can, and then... Hup! No headshots. But it didn't kill him, so it's not the end of the world. Curse will take care of you. Winter's Bite takes care of you. Curse will get the other one behind me, which allows me to move on. And I think that's us complete... Fucking teleport arrows in this level. So stamina is something that only you... I think we've done everything down here, yeah. Stamina is something that only you can address. Oh, that was terrible. Stamina is something that was... Oh, what was that? 29k, yeah, middling, I suppose. But that was quite a shorter or less enemy dense level. This one's got a lot of enemies to it. This is another one where, again, a lot of this whole going downstairs and drawing a lot of the enemies up first. You want to try and get a good spread of them. You just want them in easy range to get, but not blow up from various things. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can complete it at this point without losing any more life, maybe 1... I might continue it, but if we can't get to... I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so stamina is a thing. I've done lots of tournaments. Speak to the likes of Beanie, speak to the likes of For the Right, if he ever comes back, LG, Big Smith, even Elite Jonathan, and yeah, I say even Elite Jonathan because he's a child in comparison to the rest of us. Injury is very much a thing, and when you are pushing a good score, it is very easy to get carried away and push yourself beyond your limits and boundaries and do damage to yourself. The way to avoid that is, if you are having a bad run, recognise and either stop and have a break or start again. Ploughing through the amount of runners tournament things that I ploughed through, and it's like, oh, if I just get Divine Sight now, if I just get it now, if I just get it now, and then you carry on going and you get to the end and you don't get a very good score and you've knackered yourself, and then you keep doing that and it just compounds. So yeah, know when to stop, know your limits. Right, so what we're going to do here is, so we know there's a group of bats at the start. We know there's a group of bats just below that archway. I also know from where the orange glow is. You can see it usually, you can see it a lot better now that they've updated the graphics. Where the orange glow is usually where the entrance or a entrance to the underground is. I think there's only one on this one. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get straight to the underground as quickly as we can so enemies spawn and despawn. We're going to try and go this way so we don't aggro anything. So we know where it all is and it's got reasonably good space-ins. And then we're going to try and get straight down there. That's not the shot. Straight down here. Come down here. There's not many enemies down here, but there are Black Knights and they are worth a couple of headshots. And there is the argument here that I could start here. It's probably not a bad argument, actually. Well done, me. Cool, that explosion will get him. Let's start here then. Because there's not that many enemies down here. This isn't the bigger one that I thought it was. That's a bad shot. Reason being, that's a good shot though. The reason being is because we could have got 2 headshots out of other arrows with that one. Hopefully that goes up. Could have got 2 headshots out of the Black Knight with that one, and we only got 1, which is a bit shit. So not the greatest of. Come on. There we go. No worries, dude. See you later. Right, they'll take care of themselves on the lightning, probably. That's not the arrow I thought it was. Oh, is that arrow? Where's that group of bats? There, lovely. That's what we wanted. That's what we're waiting for. Curse is still working in the background. Where the fuck you going, pal? Right, use. Note how they're all standing stock still. Exactly, right? Notice how they're all standing stock still when I go up and come back down again. So I've always said this is good for bats. The problem is it can be a bit shit as well. The problem is with not having, if you have a slow game and lack a fast game, at the very worst, when tournaments like this come along, you can't compete. So, and I think for the main game, oh no, there's a couple more. Oh, you bastard. Ah, well. Any more? Yeah, there's one. Might still have our executioner on. I think there was a bat up there somewhere, maybe. Nope, that's heading for the moon, Alice. Cool. Right, now, this is the one place where we might be. I don't think we're going to carry our executioner on there. So it's actually, in my humble opinion, because it's always humble, it's actually better to now just fucking stop and just have a breather. Because if you can be at your best in every section, then happy days. And also remember, we are not timed, and you want to make sure that that executioner bonus has definitely stopped. So we're at 90,000, so that's an average of 30k per section, which isn't bad. I can do better, but you know, live streaming, pressure, no infrared caster, hands falling off, been playing all day. Excuses, because that's what we do here. That's what we do. So, quick vape, quick drink, and then go on. Taking tactical rests. I wouldn't do it if you think you have your executioner bonus. However, if you really must, and this is something that I had to tell people during runner and during timed bits, press the fucking menu button. It stops the timer. And for anybody, and I know you're not in this chat, or at least I hope you're not anybody, for anyone, right, that voted runner off, and I know we didn't know what we were getting, we just hoped we were going to be getting something better, that voted runner off, hopefully now you see why. Every single tournament that we have is timed in some way or another. It's not so much distractions. It's not so much distractions. It's more to do with just everything. Hang on, I'll wait for all of those to finish. Thank you, Sean. It's not to do with time, it's more to do with just all the factors coming together. So getting a decent RNG on the arrows, not getting passed through, because I've lost 1 life to a Holy Light going through somebody's fucking neck. Holy Light is another one that I would push for saying it should be a freebie. But yeah, it should be a freebie, as in if you miss with it, it doesn't matter, because it's not, that arrow is not supposed to be about hitting the opponent, it's supposed to be hitting the area. You could say the same about Catalyst, but it's made to hit things and then blow up inside them. Holy Light is made to be shot at the ground, then you kill the thing inside the Holy Light. Or, better yet, just fucking take it out. Right, that's definitely finished. So, again, quick check, Hand of God. Now, I know about this thing. There's 2 things that we could do. I haven't got the life, but I could flit all the way to the end, start herding them a bit of a a bit of a way along here just so they're a little bit closer. But to be fair, if I get the right arrows, and this is what I'm talking about with RNG, I think that's all close enough. So, right. But again, this is the other thing as well, is if I'm playing well, I wouldn't lose anywhere near this amount of life. I know you don't, Sean, but I do. Like, for instance, if RNG meant that I kept on getting divine sights and Cupid's wraths when I needed them, then RNG is playing a factor. Right, what I'm doing here, I'm going to waste arrows until I get something big and explodey. I'm going to put that Hand of God, I'll put it in his head instead. Tempest kind of does a few of them. Barrage to you. We'll let go on you because you're going to get lightninged. Too slow. Good, good. We're going to hide in this Hand of God as best we can. Hopefully these bats... No, they're not. So look at all of these Hand of Gods that we're getting, Sean. So this is good. Good news. Yeah, that wasn't. It is RNG. It is, yes, run it back without specials all day. Oh, headshot there. Exactly, so if you don't have... I'm going to freeze him because they're always a problem. We've got to look at them, wait for them to blow up, then we can turn and shoot. Damn. Oh. Ah! Didn't think he was going to get me. Hopefully that'll do a number. Follow the curse round, try and get the kills before the curse does, and then hopefully the curse will spread to these boys, but I don't think it's gonna. Get hit in the foot. That was lucky. Kill you with that because I'm not going for you. I'm heading down. You're dead. Hopefully the curse will head back up there. Got lucky there. Fire that up to kill those. 2 headshots there, Sean. See them? And they were quite long range as well. Yummy. Again, RNG. Not headshots though, but I would have risked it for the proverbial biscuit. Like, the other thing as well is if you get, the more divine sights you get, the more chance you have of getting those close range headshots, and even if you fuck it up, it doesn't matter. Now here's another thing, does Executioner carry from area to area? I don't fucking know. Oh dear. Right, Curse of God. It's not a bad arrow. One of the things you could do, I believe, I don't know if I want to find out. I believe you can cycle arrows on Anakin. Can anyone remember? I can't remember if those count as hits. I think... A fucking game. It's only a game, who cares? Bastard. Okay, so there you go. If you're happy with your shots and your distancing, you can cycle arrows on Anakin's back whilst you're up at the top. Right, let's do that. That was an unnecessary loss of life there. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Why are you farming? Just get the life and get the hell out of here. Oh, I can't afford to miss out on the points. Are you dead? No. Because it's like 2 headshots from each of these guys, which is worth it to us. This is a lot cleaner, though, because we haven't got any massive special effect arrows. That's not so good, though. Let's do it on one of these. I'm just cycling that one at this point. Paragin Needles we can cycle fairly safely on him. And then if we can land that headshot... Shit. Didn't land the headshot, and then get back here quick, and hopefully Winter's Bite will do the damage that we need. Summon these guys. One. Watch out for that jump. Well, no, the thing is, I don't really think the farming is that effective on Anakin, because I'm not going for headshots, that's why. Oh no, it did hit. That little nod that they do is so annoying. Really is. The longer I stay here, the problem is the more life I will lose. I am trying to get headshots on him here as well. Alright, let's get these boys. Again, I know it's not very neat, but this is what we've got. Would you stop jumping up and down? It's kind of party people. Could have done without that being a Tempest. Note how that Tempest did not pierce the head. Oh, that was lucky. And move. And headshot. Stun. Look. This is why I like Azure's Fury, but it can also be a pain in the arse, because it is keeping all of these guys stun locked whilst I'm doing the good stuff on them. Oh, I hate incursions sometimes. I really fucking do. Right. That was very unfortunate. But again, RNG, if I didn't get an incursion that time, it wouldn't be there and I wouldn't have forgotten about it. And I might have had one more life. Might. Ifs and buts, though. Ifs and buts. Let's see if we can get some headshots out of these. Lovely. 2 extra headshots there. A little bit of extra gold. And I think that's Anakin done. Now, I could spend time farming these guys, and there is a bit of points to be had there, but I don't think it's worth it because every miss goes against us. And, like, you know, things like that. I mean, if I can lure the... Oh, that's... Get Anakin! No, Anakin! Don't do it! I've got the high ground. That's an incursion. Ooh. Opportunity knocks there. Lovely. I do want to get out of here, though. I'd rather keep the run going. Because there's every opportunity for me to fuck up a teleport arrow as well. Or just an arrow go fucking terribly wrong, because we all know they do that. Or that. Where's that incursion gone? Has it disappeared? It's disappeared. That's probably going to kill Anakin. Quick, get away! Anakin, no! Oh, disappeared. Lovely. Pestilence. This'll probably get him. No, Anakin, get back! I've got the high ground. Immune to the stink of it. Alright, this'll probably hit him. Yeah. I got a couple of headshots out of it, though. So, 133. Not bad. 3 lives. Bad. But if I play Paradise Lost well enough, I might be able to pull something out of the bag. But then this is the problem with Fletcher, you see, as well. This run isn't going particularly good, and it is literally seconds away from disaster. And so if you're losing a lot of life... So I'm definitely ready to go and watch Indie stream now. But we can't stop. Can't stop midway through. It looks like you're going to get the full 3 hours out of me after all, hopefully. Right. Vape. Done. Now, I am not going to be stopping, so if anyone asks any questions on Paradise Lost, I will probably ignore you. Because Paradise Lost is a level that you can keep the executioner between islands, because the islands, if you plan it right, the islands are very close together. So let's see what we get. So we're hoping for 2s. No. Yes. No. Okay, so as I said, on average, I would expect to get one of those. What I am... It was always going to be one of those guys. I don't do the whole Puff the Magic Dragon vape either. I use my vapor as if I was smoking. I'm not like inhale directly to the lung like Shuey does and blow out huge clouds of gas pretending to be some kind of magic dragon. So I mean, you know, each their own. If you want to be a magic dragon, you do that. Mine are very small, but I use lime and lolly is the flavour that I have at the moment. I have a very low... very low nicotine. I've worked it all the way down to 3 milligrams because, like everybody, I started vaping because I was like, I want to stop smoking. For the most part, I still indulge in smoking from time to time if friends have cigarettes on them. I am a never say never kind of guy, but I haven't like bought cigarettes for for like years. So, and I seem to be able to go from one to the other with no problems now. I could never quit smoking, and thankfully vaping allowed me to pretty much do that. Sorry, it's lemon and lime lolly, I think the flavour that I've got is. Right, okay, so a little bit of planning, because again, I haven't exited the last bit. The executioner bonus is probably over. I don't know if it travels between levels or not. I'm going to assume that it doesn't. So, because I don't think there's enough time between the loading screens. One of the things that I will say is I know tournament time is used to stop between the loading screens of levels. So, that's a thing. Actually, raspberry's my other favourite. Raspberry's the other one that I enjoy, but lime and lolly seems to agree with my system better than raspberry. So, right, so plan is jump into that middle courtyard, loose some arrows on these guys. Oh, no, I'll check that. Right, so my plan is get into the middle of that, drop the ball of lightning on the middle incubi, the middle cupid, and hopefully the lightning will take out the other two, and then I can just take out the monks. Now, one of the things that I will say is if you are lucky enough to get one of these configurations that has red knights predominantly on it, you've lucked out, because you can get usually 2 headshots out of each red knight. Your executioner score might not be quite as good, but if you can get like the curse flying around between all the cupids and getting double headshots on everything, you can get a nice score out of Paradise Lost. The reason why we don't take a rest here until we get to Gabriel is because the islands, you can literally get off of this, onto the island, onto the next level, and if you've done well, you'll still be within your executioner timer, so you can keep your kills going and keep the seconds ticking. Things I do for fucking streaming. Right. Come on! So I want to land. Don't think that's going to get him. I'll take a headshot on it, though. Take a headshot on you. And you. You want some? You can have some. No, not playing with you either. Using my... And then I'm just basically going to leave that one. Now, thankfully, the lightning did get him. You can have a headshot, because you're an easy kill. I'll get close to you. Headshot. Wait for that staff to get out the way with a bit of cycling. I want to kill that one quickly and get to the next one. Cupid's over there. I think he took one. And there. You can have that. Don't kill the witch until that's gone off. Killed her. Nail into the wall with hellfires. And you. And... note how a lot of them I'm trying to bound past on purpose, as Laurent... You can have that. Damn it! Thankfully that was a divine sight. Worst homing mechanism ever. Okay, Hellfire I'll take a risk on, because there's 3 shots. I think we've got... nope, this is the wrong way. Shit. I want to be on that. Over here. Hopefully I get a curse on my travels through here. Pestilence is not going to do it. There's the curse. Run. Hopefully the curse will do the business. Fuck off. Headshots all the way. That's doing good. Up here now. Time for a headshot on him. Divine sights for you boys. Hup. We'll go over there in a minute. Some of them may come to us. Tempest. Hopefully I got you. No, I didn't. Ah, you fucker. Don't give that Cupid shot another target to go for by killing that guy quick. And be over here. That was risky. That's good. Up here now. This should keep a lot of the Cupids under wraps, as well as a lot of the enemies. Double headshots. We like those. Kill you. Kill you. I haven't got time to make that before the explosions go off. fucking staff absorbed every single one of those. What a motherfucker. Okay, good. And go. Get close. Headshot if we can, but we're not too worried about those. Yeah, nice. It's good homing, lads. Good homing. Go up. Come across here and get that one. Back up. Risky. Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't go for a headshot on him either. But then this is where again as well. And so we're at the end. Kill him and go. And then we want to be straight into the next area. Try and maintain that executioner bonus. I would, at this point, no. Let's have a look here, see what we can do. Parage. You. Shrapnel. So now I am kind of looking because I am waiting for the right arrow. Or rather, I'm paying more attention because I want a curse, ideally. Ow, bastard. That's not too bad though, we're not doing too badly on life. Do some damage. Hopefully that'll get some cupids. Didn't sound like it did. And then we want to be up there. Come on! Come on! Ah, things like that as well. If that goes to plan, I maintain my bonuses. If it doesn't, I lose them. Ugh. Risky. Needed. Up. You. Wish I'd looked at that. Get some cupids, please. Curse, right, okay. Hopefully that curse will do its work and we can ensure that it does by killing everything, particularly quickly. Please go quickly. And if we see where the curse goes, killing the enemy that it's latched onto. Nope, it's doing its thing. Go, 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 go. Let's try and stay busy whilst the curse is working. That is a nasty sky. Try and find... Oh, another curse of God. Might latch. You are taking up my cursor. There you go. Right, I can't do anything more with the cupids there, so I'm not going to try. So I'm going to carry on with the rest of the level, whilst hopefully the curse is doing its thing. That was risky. That was very risky. Fucking idiot. So this is another problem. Getting cocky. Getting cocky now. Right, there's one through there. Come on. Hopefully that gets... Nope, it didn't. Risky. That'll do. Try and get the rest of the points out of this level. I wanted to wait for her to stop pissing about. Hopefully those will go and get some thing. Don't know where that is. And then there's a couple of enemies down the bottom. Now we don't need to worry too much about leaving this bit in a timely manner, because next is old Gabriel, the Optimist. But as I said, I feel like, and as I said, you know, I think I'm right in what I say, is that there is a level of RNG to this because of the simple fact that I might not get the arrows that I need. Now, you might not call that was risky. You might not think of that as RNG. I do. Well, that was a lucky headshot. I think... Let's go and check the main courtyard. There's one more. Bastard. Good. Also finding my shard. isn't quite as effective without my glorious Pico and without my IR caster. I was hoping for something. Fuck off, all of you. Not interested. Go in. Yes, it's points on the table, but I look at that as potential life loss basically at this point. Let's see how we did. Da-da-da-da. That's not bad. 200k. Right. But only 3 lives again. And this is the part of the where I need to improve. Oh, fuck off. Oh, I'm inside Gabriel. Come on then. So this is the part that I need to improve at. Should have had a rest, really. That's right. Whatever kill you makes you dumb, that kill you makes you strange, yeah, right? Right. Fuck off. I ain't farming him. Sod what LG says. No, of course. No, of course. Of course. Of course. Again, it's just the difference of level of play. What, things that I've said to you previously won't have made sense, but now they do. Ooh. I'm just literally going to go for as safe headshots as I can. Be very aware of your cataclysms. I don't want to plant that in him, because when he moves away, that dip, you can miss shots very easily. The randomness, random number generator. So when you plant him with a cataclysm, wait, especially when you hit Cupid's wraths on him as well, wait. Because he has a tendency of being pushed by them. Damn. Yes, sorry. Yes, I do live in a sunny seaside town in England. Wait, steady. Yeah, secret enemy unlocked for Gabe. Oh, that was lucky. We should have lost a life then. Yeah, something's probably set them off. And turn. Can block these now with this shield. Level 10. Level 10 firestorm blocking ability unlocked. I don't know why, but I was like fighting him on the right. I think it's because of... Oh. Yeah. Come on. Oh, knew you were going to do this shit. The thing is as well, part of the reason why I don't want to farm him is I don't think it's worth the point ratio to life loss. But if I was doing really well and had like full life at this point, which is never going to happen, I'd try and farm him a little bit. Make use of the lives, because again, we're limited in how much we can do. Oh, fuck me. Always. The longer this goes on, the more chance a little fireball sneaks around the corner, and he fucking knows it. Fucking knows it. Well, I suppose at least I'm getting a rest. Don't you fucking dare. Get back. Oh. He heard me. Any danger, mate? Oh, you fucking... I am not firing at him. No. 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 You're going to come to me. I mean, if I could vape and drink whilst doing this, I'd be happy. Oh, he's gone round the little shitbag. Ugh, well. Wait for the blast. There we go. And... Fuck! Oh, I might be able to get out in time. Damn it! Shit. Fuck! Right, well, there's the life loss that we didn't need to take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Right, drinking a vape. Again, this is a run that, if I wasn't streaming, I probably would have started this again a very long time ago. But again, you can see how quickly your fortune can kind of change if you can make it to an end boss and kill them. However, believe me that your fortune can change in the opposite way very fucking quickly in Fletcher. It's one of the perks of playing in Fletcher. So... Now, when we're in Abyss, we are going to face this each level at a time. I'm going to try and get an idea of the layout. Yeah, they all do if you put it out far enough. Right. Oh, yeah, thank you, Cynthia. Probably should. Oh, my controller batteries. You know what? If they fail, that's on me. Well, that's alright, I'm repairing your controller, aren't I, Weeb? So, you know, whatever I put in the swear box, you can give me back out when I'm finished. Be lots of swearing going on there, I tell you. So, right. Drinking a vape. Quick. Weebs, is Indy's stream still going, or has he fucked it off? I need to sit down. Yeah. Right. Oh, we don't need to be quick here, really, do we? Because there's no enemies about. Right. I would say, because we don't need to be quick right now, and there's nothing looking at us and fighting, let's just have a look at the rest of the config. Now, I know there's what's it called? Oh, I thought that's the pit entrance then. That would have been so good. No, there's a Cupid down there. And... no, there shouldn't be either, I don't think. It's a tournament, it's a challenge. Right, I see what you mean. The thing is here, you can take your own rests. So it's not too bad. Might even let that Cupid teleport up. Right, this is the short config. So that's the big cathedral at the end. We want to try and get plenty of headshots. Excuse me, on the incubi. So I want to be down through the middle of all of this. Push through the courtyard into there. We want to go left through that and around. Cool. Let's try and get this Cupid. I want him out the way. Good. Headshot. Fuck you, pal. Hello, boys. Looks like Tempest's back on the menu. Right. Hail of arrows. That I would risk for a long-range shot. This I will not. Ugh. That's going in the wall. Yeah, that could have been a really good one, actually. Right, let's see if we can keep that curse going, because there's a couple of incubi. Not a couple of incubi. Go there. And go there. No, I'm not going to headshot him. I'm not even going to fucking risk that. Watch the lava. It's hot! Try and outrun those with headshots. Fuck you guys. If you get cursed, happy days. If you don't, I don't care. And again, you'll see that I am trying to ignore. I hate these. Ugh. No, it's all Cupids. Fuck that. Fuck. Go. That'll do. Take it. Bam. Bam. Oh, you want some? Lovely. Thanks for playing. So, skeleton warriors are quite a nice one for keeping your combo going. Yeah, you can blow up. Careful with lots of the arrows when you are fighting the skulls. Again, as Laurent has pointed out, they can be an absolute... yeah, do it on those. Can be an absolute nightmare. Oh, lots of headshots. See all of that? 5 headshots. Let the effects do the business. Try and get 2 headshots out of that. No! Curses! I didn't want to be losing life this early. This shouldn't be, he says, even though he's never got past it. Shouldn't be that difficult. Right, got to wait for the explosion, because if I take shots, it's good if I saw that go down, isn't it? If I take shots, there's the risk of missing them. You boys still keeping that chase going, eh? That was risky. Right, you I'll have. What are you looking at? Those can fuck off. I'm going to take my executioner down here. Well, no, you can never have... Oh, let me tell you, Sean, you can never have enough life. Now, hopefully, that curse gets involved on those. Oh, well... I think they've had tournaments before, and if I am right... Wait for the explosions. I think they have tournaments on the... Pico before, and I don't think it was at the same time as the thing. Now, one of the things I do think for Laurent is I think these count. Those just exploding, I think they count towards the executioner bonus. Possibly. Couldn't tell you for certain, if I'm honest. Ah, you fucker! Busted in explosions. Bloody cataclysm. So, for those of you wondering, the reason why I took damage there... Right, where are you? Is I fired prematurely. Got to be careful here when I end up. I don't think I can make it without getting damaged. Maybe here. Again, very caution to the wind this. Come on, just die. Don't make me shoot you again. I'm going for something else whilst that dies a bit. There's enemies here. Yes, the executioner bonus increases in score as you are going along. This way will be better for us, I think. Electrocute and stop and shoot. That can finish off the incubi, hopefully. No. At this point, it's not even worth going for. Yeah, it's all going amazingly until it's fucked, is what young Michael means. You can never, ever, ever... Ooh. I'll take it. Oh, you fucking... Oh, that was an unnecessary shot. Okay, 4 on the board. Fuck that bit. This, so why we're doing that as individuals is this is too long. Even if I had like 20 seconds, I don't think you would have enough executioner to get to the next bit. Premature archery is a real problem. All right, at least I can have another rest. See, so this is part of the reason why I don't go for Cupids. That little bobble. Like, I get all the same problems that you guys are going to get. There's no difference. It happens to me just like it happens to you. Right. I think it would be quite special. I think it would be quite special to be able to crack my score live, wouldn't it? Push it to the limit. Right, we don't need to rush here. Let's have a think. Let's have a think about how we're going to get 300k minimum. Stronger, more athletic, harder, better, faster, etc, etc. Right, this one's a bit shit. Because this one's a bit light on enemies. I might not even visit that. In fact, I'm going to do a full lap. Because there's not very many enemies down there and there's not very enemies on the way down to there. However, it's very busy in that, in that uprighter quadrant. So that's where we're going to build our executioner bonus up, which will hopefully give us time to get down there. You know what they say about plans and not surviving contact with the enemy. Let's go! So we'll start on this side. Get this guy. Get that guy in the middle, because he might actually hit us. I don't even know what the top score is. I assume it's my old one. Because this is still bow. Is there any down here? No, there's not. Right, fuck Cupids, because they can suck a dick. Right, I want to walk past these, let them explode and do their own thing. Lovely, lovely. Not so lovely. Risky. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Why doesn't it score? Ow! Fucking Cupid. Right, I'm gonna go to these. Swing back. Hopefully they're not gonna come in. No! Ah, you fucker. Well, that's another life lost, down to 2. Oh, you better believe it does. Ooh, if I can get that off, that might do some damage. Got to be careful with curses and those skulls as well. So those juicy headshots raining in. No! Why you move? Why you move, wench? Fuck off. That's life. No pressure. I'm not checking score. I can't. No time. So again, importance of getting on them just as they're drawing their sword. The time that I have to deal. Oh, this would be good if I can keep the curse going. That's good. Go, 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 go! Ooh, that was lucky. Right, I'm not even tactically playing now. I just want to kill quickly. Yeah, I'll just slow down. Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, just for you, Sean. Alright, go, 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 go. This is not a good place to visit now. Because there's nothing here. And go, 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 go. Kill these 2. Holy light, thanks very much. Very useful arrow. You boys stayed there? No? Okay. Shit. I'm gonna corner them. Fuck them. God. You're not champ, mate. You're gonna do yourself a service. Right, start with the left. Come in from the right. We'll lure the incubi out to end it. Ow. Come on, get some headshots. Come on, that's what we need. No! You moved, you prick. is it enough, though? What do we reckon? What do you reckon, chat? I'm not looking. What is it enough? Did he do enough? I don't know. I did a fair amount of that level. A lot of headshots. Do we have a new score? What a way to increase my watch time, eh? What a prick. What a prick. Yeah! Fuck you, Mike! There we go. 300k, as promised. I think I can do 400k by playing even riskier. So there you go. And also as well, live streaming. Shouldn't be talking, should be concentrating. Right. Okay, can we go and watch? Can we go and do something else now? So quick breakdown before I get off. So tithe collector wise, you see we got a decent amount of gold. Marksman, you see we got a decent amount of marksman. Executioner was the big boy. Simple as that. Yeah. Thank you. There's more to come. So whether I can recreate that on the crossbow or not, we shall see. But again, I've had a quick go on the crossbow to have a look. So got a bit of a gap to finish now. But then the problem is, chat, all the people that I'm competing against will have seen exactly what I'm doing. The thing is, I don't think they're, doing anything different. So, but then again, there's room, the ways that I could improve that score: more headshots, less damage, completing the fucking thing. I reckon I can get the same as what Laurent's looking at on the crossbow at the moment. I reckon I can get 360 reasonably easy. Because again, I mean, that's probably the furthest I've got so far. But again, it's a combination of headshots and going fast. And I've just got to make my life go. I've just got to let my life go longer. But I could do a bit more farming on Anakin, but not much, because we killed quite a lot. I'll have to have a count up one day, but I think it's about 50 bombs that you can do, maybe 60 before they stop paying out. And then we didn't even farm old Gabriel at all. So if I had a lot of life by that point, well, I probably lost just as many points as anything else. But yeah, it's the only problem with this tournament, as I see it as well, is I'm used to the tournaments being quite quick hits, and these are not quick hits. That run's been going for, well, it seems like fucking hours. But there you go, new score for you, chat. Revel in my little victories. And on that bombshell, we shall end it there. Thank you all very much for joining me. I have been Silver Tongue Devil. Good night.